All right, it is, I think, day 3 IRL of the GRINDathon, and I have officially finished all of the overworld logs. I will say the regular oak was probably the most annoying to gather because it doesn't grow that much in the, like each sapling doesn't grow that much. So it took a lot of effort to get all of the logs. But I mean, I just have to show you this. I mean, this is pretty incredible how many logs I've collected for this build. Oh, I got lost. Okay, let's take a look. So this is the birch. I think this is all spare birch because everything that I have needed I've kind of crafted and put into these chests here. But this on its own is pretty amazing. I mean, this is all that's left over. And then yeah, this is all the leftover saplings. This is all spruce, so this is not left over. All of this is going into the build. Let's see what else. All of this is going into the build. All of that's going into the build. And then all of this is going into the build. I think maybe I have a couple extra stacks of acacia, but essentially everything here is going into the build. Same here, so all of that. And I think I have, yeah, more spruce, you know, and there's the terracotta. And I think I have leftover dark oak. So this is the dark oak I got that's spare. So between all of this, it's just an insane amount of wood for this build. But I'm not done yet because, like I said earlier, I've still got to collect the nether logs. So that's going to be my mission now. I'm going to head to the nether and see if I can collect it. I do need to locate a warped biome. I haven't found one of those yet, but I know that when I was on the roof riding my horse, I got, I got hot tourist destinations, which means I went through at least one of the warped biomes. But I think I also noticed where it was on the roof. So I'm going to look for that. I'm not going to make a huge saga out of it. I've just got to kind of track it down, or you know, maybe I can look on Chunk Base or something between you and me. But yeah, I'll find it, and I'll pretty much just take down the whole forest. I don't think I'm going to need to do so much that I bring back logs and I start harvesting it myself, or at least I hope I don't have to. I think I maybe need like 5 or 6 stacks of each. I just can't remember. So I'm going to work on that. Hopefully you see some time lapses if they all come out all right, and we'll be back for another update. Okay, so I'm in the nether. I haven't collected the logs yet, but I'm overwhelmed with curiosity about what I'm gonna find inside of this bastion. I mean, I know that it's one of those. I think they're called the treasure bastions, the ones which have the kind of inner chamber with the spawner at the bottom. And I know that right by that spawner, there's a loot chest, and that loot chest will contain really good stuff. So, yeah, I think I might be ready to see if I can break in and just do a really quick snatch and run job of the loot chest in the middle. Now, of course, there's the piglin brutes in there. You can, or, you know, I saw them a second ago over here. But this whole place is crawling with them. The good thing is they don't respawn, so as long as I just kill, you know, a few of them that are on the bottom floor, then I should be safe from the rest of them, at least hopefully long enough to just literally run in there, grab the loot, and run out. Now, I am worried about the guys out here, because as soon as I start attacking the ones inside, it's going to be a whole thing. They're not shooting at me, are they? No, I think they're shooting at a hoglin down there. Oh, and I hear the items plopping. I think that means they're picking up the loot. Anyway, yeah, so let's see if I can do this without dying. I'm not the best PvE person, so there's probably a really good chance I'm going to die from this. But, you know, never say never. Let me see if I can get down here. So these hoglins and piglins don't spawn on these leaves, so I'm just kind of straddling them. Until I know that it's safe. So let's take this guy out here. Oh, it looks like he was almost dead anyway. Okay. Heart rate is pounding. Let's just take this one block at a time. see if I can just punch through here. Oh, okay, I can see them in there. I can see the... Oh, there's 2 chests. Isn't there usually 1? Okay, they're coming after me, but looks like they can't quite get up here, so I think this should be a safe spot. I've got punch. That's helping. So is this guy angry at me? He certainly looks like he's angry. Let's see if I can get a few more over there. Oh, there's one. That would be a problem. Okay, I think we do it. Oh, nope, we're running back. Okay, alright, let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Wow. Alright, that is over 2 netherite ingots worth of material. Okay, that's insane. Alright. I didn't even look if there was anything else. I mean, I think there was some magma creams and some nether quartz, which, I mean, at this rate, I might go back and get, because I think it's looking pretty safe down there. But I might just kind of not test my luck, because I have so much in my inventory right now. Alright, yeah. I'm not going to test my luck. I'm just going to get right out of here. Let me make sure it's safe out here. Fill her up super quickly, in case there's any hoglins that want to ambush me. Sweet. Mission success. Okay, well, I think I'm going to save the scraps and the debris for later, but I know what I want to use this ingot on, which is my Silk Touch pickaxe, which is in here somewhere, right there. And you know what? I think I might as well just go ahead and use the other ones on my axe, because that I'm using a lot lately for chopping down logs, and I'm about to use it even more. So, man, I'm still kind of shaking. It is very intimidating to go into those fortresses. Ever since they implemented the piglin brutes, it's just a different game completely. All right, we might as well do this here. So let's see. Let me get another netherite ingot crafted. So I want my Silk Touch ready to go. Amazing. And then this one is Silk Touch, Unbreaking, Mending, Efficiency 5. Ideally, I would like Smite on this axe, because I really like Smite axes, but you know, we can worry about that later. I can always grindstone it and put Smite on it when I have access to that. I don't really have a reliable access to Smite right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay. It looks like I might need to use Infinity. And, alright. Let's get back out there. Let me go and collect those logs now that I've had my adventure. Let's go and make it happen. back. So I have finally finished farming all of the logs I'm going to need for this build. And that includes just over a shulker box of the warp stems and just a few stacks here of the crimson stems. Those, let me tell you, were a pain. I went to the nether and I took down a bunch of the kind of bigger nether trees, you know, not the one wide ones, but the ones that have like 3 wide trunks. So I took down a bunch of those, and then I just brought back some of the nylium of each color so that I can farm it here, because it just was not taking, or it was just taking too much time to harvest them manually. So I think for the next part, I'm going to finish collecting copper. So as I showed maybe at the beginning of the video, I have this much copper so far, which is a good amount, but I'm going to need about twice that. So I think I'm going to need at least one more stack of copper blocks. I'm going to go and try and find that underground. It shouldn't be too hard to find if this stuff was any indication. I don't think it'll be too bad, but it will require a little bit of work. So, alas, on day 3, the grind continues. So let's keep going. And we're back. So I went down into the mines. I got here about 2 stacks of copper blocks, maybe a little bit less. And I've smelted it all up, so let's get it crafted and let's get it placed. And yeah, so making tons of progress. I just was over there at the chest monster, dyeing up the terracotta, and then dyeing, or getting ready to dye concrete powder. So I just got all of my dyes ready. And I think tonight, so this is with the final moments of day 3. What I'm gonna do is go to the desert and get the sand. So last night we got the concrete. Tonight I want to grab the sand, and that way I can get the concrete powder ready. And then tomorrow I'm gonna convert some of it, but not all of it, to concrete. I've got a lot of concrete powder, and I've also got a lot of concrete in this build. So we're not gonna convert all of it, but I do need to get all of it crafted, and then we'll go from there. So let's get all of this set up. Now, whenever I'm converting this, or whenever I'm aging this copper, let's see, I think I can get one more block out of that. Whenever I'm aging this copper, what I like to do is just space it 1 block apart. I know the conventional wisdom, or I say conventional wisdom, but really it's the game code. I know the optimal way to do it is to space it like 4 blocks apart, but purely because I'm AFKing like hours and hours on this single player world, I'm just going to space it 1 block apart. That way it's easier for me to collect, because I'm just going to AFK overnight anyway. So I'm not too worried about making it, you know, as fast as possible, but yeah, you know, it should be fast enough if I just space it 1 block apart. It's not, you know, it's not rocket science. So we're going to do that, and then go grab some sand, and then I think I'll probably be back one more time after that to wrap up day 3 of the GRINDathon. So yeah, here we go. And we're back with day 4 of the GRINDathon. So as you can see here, my AFKing overnight aged most of the copper. It looks like some of it still has the final stage to get through. But, you know, that's nothing that one more night of AFKing can't take care of. So I have a couple of updates. First of all, I finished collecting all the sand. So I've got all the sand that I'll need, both for concrete powder and concrete, but also glass. So I have all of that ready to go, which is a great development. I need to go back to the desert and I need to get a bunch of sandstone because I have quite a bit of sandstone for this build, about 40 stacks if I recall correctly. So I have to go and do that, but that shouldn't be too bad because now that I have, efficiency 5, I can instant mine sandstone. So it really shouldn't be much different from collecting the sand. Maybe a little bit harder because sandstone doesn't generate as much as sand does, but it shouldn't be too bad either way. Okay, so tons and tons of progress. Let's check out these furnaces. I've got a bunch of copper that I've been smelting up. Let's collect it. So I have been working on getting, obviously, all of the copper finished up and also on converting the concrete powder into concrete. And I will say I still needed more copper than I thought I did. I don't know why, but for some reason I've had a really hard time accounting for all the copper, even though I've done a good job accounting for everything else. Somehow this is kind of, it's some of, it's been a little bit more complicated. I don't know why. Yeah, so in the meantime, or actually, while I went mining for copper, I found a mega copper vein. So about, most of the copper that I've mined for this project, I've just mined through pretty much branch mining. At y equals 48, which has honestly been like really efficient source of finding copper ore. But this last batch that I'm placing down right now, I actually mined it all through a mega copper vein. And I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. It's right over there, just underneath that pillar. It's down, at about y equals 48. It's not very far down at all. And I found it while I was doing some caving. But it's been a godsend because I don't know how many people have explored them yet, but the mega copper veins and the mega iron veins in 1.18 are honestly cracked. I mean, I didn't even really, make much of a dent in that mega vein. I think there's still lots and lots of copper down there, and yeah, I'm not going to get too caught up in excavating all of it right now, but I did excavate, like over 2 stacks easily of copper blocks, which I'm placing down right now. So now between the copper blocks and the concrete that I just finished up, and I'll show you how I finished it up in a second, I think that's it for the sort of big ticket items, that I have to grind like 1,000 or, over a shulker box worth of materials for. So I think everything else other than that are just kind of some small details. I think there's a little bit of like andesite, a little bit of diorite, a couple of very small details that I need to kind of take care of, which I'm going to try to do a little bit of that tonight, but it's getting kind of late it's getting kind of late IRL, so I think I'm going to take a break pretty soon and AFK all of this copper overnight. And yeah, so even though it's not spaced out like 4 or 5 blocks apart like I should, it still ages almost overnight. It needs a little bit of time after overnight, but that's okay because I'm not really in any hurry to build it, and I'm okay sitting on this stuff for a little bit because it's going to take me probably a few days to build it anyway. So let's just run over here really quick. I'll finish placing this in a second. I'll show you how I converted my concrete powder. Let's have a sleep, if it'll let me. Let's check this out. So I did a small redstone contraption I can show to you right over here. So basically all it does is it takes the concrete powder and it spits it out at me. And then while I'm standing here, I press left click and right click at the same time. I guess I can show you. Let's see. Maybe we'll convert like some, maybe I'll just make some concrete really quick. Let's see. There's 8. Maybe I'll make some pink concrete just for fun. So basically what I do is I come in here and I just take like, a few pieces. Oops. And then I'm going to put the rest in there. And then I'm going to come over here and I just press left click and right click simultaneously. You know, it's not the fastest. It's definitely not the fanciest machine. Also, I just realized you probably couldn't hear that because the audio was really low, but okay, it should be fixed now. It's not the fastest thing, right? But like, if you really want to get a really efficient concrete converter, you need to use, you know, TNT duping and, you know, either just kind of a complicated contraption. And this took me, you know, as you can see, it took me about 3 minutes to build. And honestly, like, it does a good job. Like, it's not slow. I think I was able to convert 45 stacks of concrete. So if we come over here, let me turn off that noise. If you come over here, you can see I converted about 45 stacks of red concrete, and that only took me maybe about 25 minutes, which honestly I don't think is bad. I don't think that's bad rates, even by the standards of some of the more kind of complicated TNT duping based contraptions. So yeah, that was pretty good. So for the rest of tonight, like I said, I'm going to work on, you know, putting out this copper, which shouldn't take long, and then see if I can knock off some of the kind of lower quantity items from the massive shopping list that I have, and hopefully I can start the build, maybe not tomorrow, because I've got to edit a ton of footage. I mean, this has been, I think, like 4 or 5 days in the making, just grinding so many different things. But I think, yeah, I'm not going to start building it tomorrow, but I am going to start editing this video tomorrow, hopefully, and then I'll start building. So this may be it for episode 2. In fact, I think it is it for episode 2. If I have any more updates, I'll update you, but I don't think there will be. And yeah, so I just want to wrap this up by saying I really hope you enjoyed this video. It has taken, as you can see here, a lot of effort to put together, and still more effort yet. If you enjoyed this video, you should, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really supports me and really helps me out. So anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the episode if there is any to come. I don't know. Who knows? You know, we'll find out later. All right. Bye.